Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here because, honestly, we're diving into something truly life-changing today. Beating cancer, it is an absolutely massive achievement. I mean, it's a literal triumph of modern medicine and personal resilience. But here's the thing. There's a hidden battle that kind of sneaks up on you the exact moment the cure is declared. We're looking at a major post-treatment challenge that hospitals, well, they rarely prepare you for. Okay, let's dive into this. Look at this question. What good is surviving cancer if you're left bedridden? It's a stark, maybe even a little uncomfortable to think about, right? But it is arguably the single most important question a survivor has to ask. Look, the physical toll of cancer treatment is brutal. We completely 100% validate just how grueling that journey is. But the ultimate goal of fighting this disease, it isn't just to extend your lifespan on a medical chart. It's about keeping the physical freedom to actually get out there and enjoy the rest of your life. Section 1. The Hidden Survivorship Crisis. The Battle After the Cure. You see, hospitals and oncology departments are absolutely amazing at treating the disease itself. They meticulously plan out your surgeries, your chemo, your radiation, the whole shebang. But once that cancer shrinks, you're often left completely in the dark about how to rebuild your weakened body. Medical staff are often just so hyper-focused on the immediate cure that this next phase gets totally overlooked. So we really need to define this phase clearly. It's called cancer survivorship. This encompasses your entire life experience after a diagnosis. And why is focusing on recovering your physical freedom so absolutely crucial here? Well, because you just never really know what the future holds. A patient might face a second or even a third bout of cancer. And if that happens, maintaining a deep, deep reservoir of physical stamina is hands down your greatest defense. Avoiding a bedridden future really depends on how much physical reserve you have banked. Section 2. How treatment steals strength. The invisible atrophy. If you, or maybe a loved one, have been through treatment and you constantly feel like your body is just heavy, weak, and completely uncooperative, please know this is incredibly common. You aren't imagining it, and there is a very real medical reason for it. Check out this number, 1% to 4%. That is the amount of muscle mass a completely immobilized person loses in a single day. Literally just one day of staying in bed because you feel too exhausted to move. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what's happening. On the left, we've got a healthy adult, over the age of 40. They naturally lose about 1% of their muscle mass over an entire year. But on the right, an immobilized patient loses that exact same amount or up to 4 times more in just 24 hours. No way, right? It's wild. When you're going through treatment and constantly resting, your muscles are deteriorating at a rapid, frankly terrifying pace. It creates this massive sense of urgency to just keep moving. Furthermore, the treatments themselves are physically toxic, and this brings us to a really fascinating emerging field called oncocardiology. Basically, chemotherapy and radiation directly damage your heart and lung tissues. This severely lowers your body's reserve capacity. In fact, it's crazy, but research actually shows that some older female breast cancer survivors are more likely to pass away from cardiovascular issues than from the cancer coming back. This lowered reserve is exactly why climbing just a few stairs or even taking a warm bath suddenly leaves you completely winded. Then we have cachexia, which is basically cancer-related malnutrition. Think of cancer as a terrible roommate. It wildly and inefficiently consumes your body's calories. But here is the real kicker. If you're resting in bed and not actively using your muscles, your body kind of registers those muscles as unnecessary. So it will literally break down your unused muscle tissue to use as spare parts and energy to feed the disease. It's a completely cruel cycle. Section 3. 3 major recovery myths. Rewriting common sense. So how do we actually fight back? Well, we start by throwing away outdated common sense. Seriously, prepare to rethink everything you thought you knew about resting and recovering, because standard advice might actually be holding you back. Myth number 1, rest completely when you feel fatigued. Look, it's entirely natural to want to stay in bed when the chemo hits hard. We've all been there. But the new reality, exercise is actually the number 1 medical prescription for cancer fatigue in official guidelines. Moving your body crucially prevents deadly blood clots, and by the way, cancer patients are 10 times more likely to develop those than the average person. So when you feel tired, that is precisely the moment you need to safely move. So the crucial point is, myth number 2 might actually shock you a bit. The idea that you need to force a perfectly balanced diet. We're always told to eat our greens, right? But the reality? If your body is literally wasting away, a colorful salad is not going to save you. Prioritize raw calories first. If the absolutely only thing you can stomach is cup ramen or fried chicken, eat it. Seriously, a 5% drop in body weight for a senior can be incredibly dangerous. A perfectly balanced diet only matters after you've secured enough raw calories to survive and put a stop to that severe weight loss. And myth number 3, daily walking is enough exercise. Now, walking is great for aerobic endurance. You can think of a lean marathon runner, but it does not build the bulky structural muscle you desperately need to hold your body up. You absolutely need anaerobic resistance training. We're talking about simple chair squats here. Why? Because one of the absolute greatest hidden threats to cancer survivors is a catastrophic fatal fall simply due to a lack of support muscle. You literally have to build the muscle that keeps you upright. Section 4. Practical steps to regain life. Reframing rehabilitation. Let's brighten things up a bit here because rehabilitation is absolutely not about punishing yourself in a gym. Not at all. It's about highly practical, accessible, and honestly even fun ways to literally trick yourself into exercising. Just take a look at this progression. Rehabilitation starts super small. Step 1. Just roll over in bed. That's it. Step 2. Sit up and stretch your joints so they don't stiffen. Step 3. Tidy your room. Think about it. Tidying up involves standing, bending, and reaching. Those are literally natural squats. And finally, step 4, walk around a shopping mall. You absolutely do not need to be lifting heavy barbells to save your muscles. Let's move to and see how this builds, because to make these steps even easier, we have to bypass decision fatigue. Our brains burn a massive amount of energy just making decisions. Waking up and deciding, I must exercise today, instantly causes decision fatigue. So to bypass this, you just reframe your social activities. Go wander both floors of the Eon Mall to look at things you want. Go out to a restaurant to eat something you can't cook at home. Join a scheduled sports club class so the time is already decided for you, or just go on a light hike with family or friends. You're forcing natural, uneven movement without the massive mental drain of deciding to work out. And hey, if you're worried about exactly how much to do, just remember the 10% rule. You do not need a professional physical therapist standing over you every single day. Just listen to your body and aim for a tiny 10% increase in your activity load compared to yesterday. If you managed 10 chair squats yesterday, maybe just try 11 today. Small, consistent increments, that is the real secret here. I absolutely love this quote because it perfectly captures the entire essence of what we're talking about today. Social connection and the desire to enjoy life is the ultimate medicine to naturally force movement. Preventing a bedridden life isn't about rigid, miserable gym routines. It's really about staying socially connected, remaining curious, and just being eager to experience the world outside your window. That burning desire to live fully, that is exactly what will get you back on your feet. So, my question to you is this. What small, 10% step will you take today to reclaim your physical freedom? Whether it's literally just doing a few squats from your living room chair or calling a friend to go walk the mall, your journey to regaining your strength starts right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Take that step, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.